More than 30 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's bombing campaign of areas across the Gaza Strip, including Khan Younis in the south and Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza. In the north now, Israel is maintaining its heavy bombardment. Overnight airstrikes targeted a residential area in al-Zaatar. Many have been reportedly killed or wounded. There are operations to rescue survivors trapped under the rubble. Al Jazeera's Tareq Azzoum is in Khan Younis in southern Gaza. Tareq, bring us up to speed with the very latest.
Yes, the Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip continued for another day, which considered to be one of the bloodiest days since the early beginning of this round of fighting between Palestinian fighters and the Israeli occupation forces. Yesterday, the north of the Gaza Strip witnessed massive bombardment by the Israeli artillery and the Israeli air forces, targeting this time al-Zaatar neighborhood, which considered to be one of the main neighborhoods in Jabalia refugee camp, where different residential buildings were bombarded by the Israeli occupation air forces. Till now, the death toll of this attack is still unconfirmed by the Palestinian Ministry of Health, but the process of evacuating victims from under the rubble continues till now. This refugee camp has been multiply hit by the Israeli occupation air forces. For example, yesterday, the attack on Al-Fakhura, a school, has been very devastating, as more than 50 Palestinians were recorded killed. Similarly, the attacks on the south of the Gaza Strip also continued, where al-Burayj refugee camp was massively hit by the occupation forces. Around 15 Palestinians have been killed, including also 2 journalists who have been killed by the Israeli fires. Nuseirat refugee camp, also in the middle governorate, has been massively also bombarded, where 16 Palestinians have been recorded killed. So the majority of the death toll in both areas considered to be around 31 Palestinians, and this is a very surging number amid the Israeli relentless attacks on the southern areas of the Gaza Strip continued. Also, Khan Younis city, where we are right now, had witnessed several airstrikes on several residential buildings during the last couple of hours, and also during the last hour, a farmland in Rafah district has been bombarded by the occupation forces. So the attacks on the south of the Gaza Strip continued, which considered to be a very safe place, as Israeli forces are recommending citizens from the north of the territory to evacuate to the southern areas of Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, the attacks also continued, giving a clear indication that there is no any safe place across the besieged enclave.
Tareq, the World Health Organization managed to gain access to Gaza's largest hospital yesterday, Al-Shifa. This after the forced evacuation of most of the medical staff and patients. But the WHO are saying that 291 patients remain inside the hospital. Now, the WHO teams, I should say, have left the hospital. They said it was too dangerous to stay any longer. What is now happening to those patients? What is your latest information?
Yes, yesterday the Israeli occupation forces had recommended patients, displaced people and even medical workers to flee and to evacuate Al-Shifa hospital and to head to the southern areas of Gaza Strip on foot. Now, the majority of those patients and displaced people combined with the medical workers have been evacuated to the south of the Gaza Strip on foot, and this considered to be a very risky journey for them, as the majority of wounded people were suffering from very serious injuries that prevent them from walking on foot, but they need to be pushed by someone else. Meanwhile, there are still a number of medical team members. We're talking about around 25 medical staff members are remaining in the hospital, alongside with 291 patients who are prepared to evacuate the hospital within from 24 up to 72 hours, as the WHO has announced that the situation there is catastrophic, and those are prepared to be transferred to the European and even the Al-Nasser hospital in the south of the territory. But it's also worth mentioning that these hospitals in the south are very crowded with patients and displaced people. So the capacity, or those hospitals had reached their maximum capacity, but they are trying to host them and to try to set plan B for those wounded people, unless they will be sustained to their wounds, or they will lose their life, as they're not being provided with the necessary medical care in the southern areas hospitals.
Tareq Azzoum reporting from Khan Younis inside the Gaza Strip. Thank you very much.